So we're here at the Aquatorium in Miller Beach, Indiana. Technically Gary, I guess you could say, if you want. If you really want to be picky about it, you could say it's Gary. Have to get in the shade real quick. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, so let me get back out here so that I can get a frontal view of this. I don't know what was going on with the camera. Wonderful technical difficulties. They're great. So this here is the Aquatorium. Alright. So an aquatorium is not a swimming pool. This, as far as I know, is the only aquatorium in the country. They supposedly invented the word. But basically, what this is there are, I believe on this side over here, you have like a garden area. Okay, we'll go up and check that out. As you can see, there's airplanes here. Okay, in the bottom of this, there's a museum. And then throughout the whole middle part, at the bottom here, you have like an event area where you can rent it out for events. And then at the top, it's like a colonnade. Alright, where you can overlook Lake Michigan. So let's go ahead and check this out. So what this is not only as a, okay, this used to be a public bathhouse for the use of the beach on Lake Michigan here, okay? So they converted this from a public bathhouse into this awesome structure to be used to not only continue the use of this building from what it used to be, because public bathhouses really aren't used anymore. I mean, now with bikinis and stuff like that, you don't really need a public bathhouse for all that stuff like what they used to have. But in addition to that, with all these airplanes, they're commemorating the, and I can get the more accurate information, but as you can see here, Chinook gliders, okay? Chinook glider, which is that plane that right there. It says the glider you see above you and your left was designed by Octave Chinook, whose statue you see on your right. In June of 1896, the years before, 10 years before Gary, Indiana was founded, Chinook, a leading civil engineer at across Lake Michigan from Chicago, and conducted a series of glider experiments. Okay? So that's basically to honor this guy right here. And on the other side, there's like a World War memorial for fighter pilots that were from this area. Alright, but this here is the garden in here. I'll have to wait till I get over in the shade to be able to read your comments. If I need to, I can come back over here. Okay. So, don't believe that there's anything over here, But I can get a... There we go. Alright, so let's go around here. I'll go ahead and go around to the museum area first. And then go back to the middle area where there's some shade. And I'll check out any comments. So, alright. Another statue. There. Alright, and then this here, Mustang Fighters, Tuskegee History Plaque for World War II plane. The plane above you, to the right, is an AP-51 Mustang World War II fighter. This replica is 60% of the original size it was. Dedicated 9/18/16 in the presence of Lieutenant Robert Martin, then age 97, a Tuskegee airman who flew 65 missions during World War II. He was shot down, came back across enemy lines, and flew again for America. Go ahead and put the rest of that in case anybody wants to read it. You can go back later, pause the video, check that out. There's another garden right here. The museum is somewhere. I know there's a museum here. But, so yeah, there's a garden. And this says Tuskegee Airmen Remembered. Alright, so let's go into the main area here. As you see, the sign up here says Gary Bathing Beach. Like I said earlier, this used to be a bathhouse. Park. Alright, so let me go ahead, check these messages real quick so I can answer any questions. Wow, a lot of comments. Okay, let's go swimming nude. No daylight vision, hold the camera up. Big orgy center, grow some cannabis. Yeah, it's free to tour, you know, this part of it. I don't know about the museum part. If you look up Aquatorium, Gary, Indiana, alright, then you should be able to look up if there's any fee for the museum, stuff like that. Looks like a Masonic CIA clubhouse. Mystery 13. Noman the historian. No, I'm not exactly a historian, but I do like to read. I like to read. Oh, so it's NSA now? Thank you very much, big guy. I appreciate it. Alright. Okay, so went through all the comments. Alright, so there are two entrances to go upstairs, one there and one there. Alright. But this here hall right here, with this door, you're able to rent this out. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to see inside. Oh, maybe. Alright, so yeah. This here, there are like two areas where you can actually rent those out to be able to have parties, things like that. And those go into each one of those courtyards. Okay, so there's two of them. Like I said, those garden areas. You can rent those out for parties, things like that. Got a sign here for the National Registrar of Historic Places to certify that the Gary Bathing Beach Aquatorium was placed on the National Register of Historic Places this 25th day of November 1994 by the United States Department of the Interior in cooperation with the Indiana Department of Natural Resources. Alright, so let's check this out upstairs. Alright. So as soon as you come upstairs here, you have this big, I don't even know what you call it, promenade, colonnade, whatever, big open area here. Really nice. Going to the other stairwell there, and then it comes over here. Down. You know, people have weddings here. Have a lot of different types of parties here. So, oh wait, we have some just steadily walking past signs. All right. So it says this building was constructed in 1921 and opened to the public with great fanfare on June 18th, 1922. Then known as the Bathing Pavilion, the architect George Mayer and Son. On your left below is a picture taken from the beach side in 1921 during the period of construction. To your right is the reproduction of the postcard from the early 1920s showing the completed construction. And this here was basically used when people came out in bathing suits that covered all of their skin, you know. So let's check out these other ones here. So the illustration below shows the final glider developed by Chanute's experiments in the dunes, which began in 1896. To the right of the glider is the bathhouse, which opened in 1922 and closed in the early 1970s. On July 24th of 91, it reopened as in the process of restoration. So this here one talks about Octave Chanute and arrived on the spot 600 feet to the west of where you're standing and conducted a series of experiments with gliders that directly resulted in the Wright brothers' flight at Kitty Hawk. Yes, swing was very cool. So this building's architect, George Maurer, was a leader of the Prairie School of Architecture. Prairie School architects, such as Maurer and Frank Lloyd Wright, not only changed the way things looked, but radically changed the way things were built. The T block. That's interesting. Hope you all enjoy the view. The wall's pretty high, so I can't go over it. I'll have to go back later and look. Those are those two gardens. It's a very private area. All right, and then you have your back colonnade here. And this is the side that overlooks Lake Michigan. Huh? I guess maybe I should have went to another window. Looks like maybe I might have gotten the roof over there. Okay. Got a beautiful view in here. All right, over that way is Michigan City, Indiana. And then as you go along, this is facing north. And then west of here is Chicago. Looks like the lake is pretty nice today. And you know, sometimes if it's really clear out, when you face this way and you're looking towards Chicago, you can see Chicago from here. Matter of fact, you can see Chicago from the lighthouse in Michigan City also. So, and then sometimes if you look down this way, matter of fact, today you can. Let me zoom in on that. All right, if you look over there, all right, you can see some, that there is the port of Indiana, right off of Lake Michigan, okay? That is the port of Indiana, all that in the background. So that's why Noman knows this place. Oh, okay. So this is the Aquatorium in Miller Beach, Indiana. I'm going to keep referring to it as Miller Beach, Indiana, because this is so far out of the way for it to be Gary, Indiana. All right, this is east of Highway 65. So, and even though Gary technically annexed it and all that, to me it's Miller Beach, Indiana. Alright, so this is the Aquatorium in Miller Beach, Gary, Indiana, at Marquette Park. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I'm going to get off of here, okay? I'm going to go spend some time with my family, and you all have a wonderful day. If I come across anything else interesting today, I will, I can't follow that reasoning. A mystery, what do you mean you can't follow that reasoning? Can't follow. Alright, well, mystery, if there's anything that you want me to further explain, you have my email address. You can go ahead and... Oh, okay. So, you all have a wonderful day. If I come across anything else interesting today, I'll go ahead and get on here and send you all some more great urbex stuff. Some of the other stuff that is going to be coming is the old hospital here in Gary. We have 2 abandoned schools that are going to be coming. We have the Gary, Indiana Demon House that was tore down on Carolina. I will be doing that at some point. Okay. I just drove by there a little bit ago. What else? We have the old Methodist Church here in Gary. So there's quite a bit of stuff just right here in the Gary area that that I'm going to be covering, and I'm going to be then go ahead and expanding out once I cover the stuff in this area and go into other different areas. We've got a lot of historical structures, in northern Indiana here. So, if there's any certain place that you all would like to see, let me know. All right. Thank you all very much. You all have a great day.